Happy Friday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 352. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I've been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I had intended on doing a Facebook Live yesterday, which is Thursday, and that just it didn't happen. I was having basically stomach issues all throughout the day, and I didn't want to take a chance. So I feel much better today, and took a nap, and I am ready for a Facebook Live on a Friday night. So hopefully you'll join me, and we'll make this card together, and somebody will eventually end up winning it. So that's cool. I'm going to put you down to the table in just a few seconds, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody had, ooh, that's turning a little tight there. So hopefully everybody had a great week so far. There we go. We're just going to turn that down to the surface. Tighten that up a little bit. Okay, I think that looked pretty good. Okay. Let's see if we could set this up just a little bit that way. There. I think we're good. We're good. All right. Squish in a little bit. There we go. I think that looks good, right? Does that look good? Okay, cool. All right, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page. It's Stampin' for Joy. And that has, let's see, 350 examples on there. And let's see here. 351 happened to be this Facebook Live. So I showed you how to use the Designer Series paper. And I haven't put that on Instagram yet, so that's that. So go ahead and watch that replay if you want to see that made. And today is 352, so stampinforjoy.stampinup.net is my online store. You can use the host code at 6QRHEVUV to place your order when you have an order that is under $150. When your order is over $150, don't use that host code because I want you to receive those benefits. Then penguinz33@outlook.com is my email address, so that if you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, you can request the annual catalog, and you can also request this catalog, which is what demonstrators that have been around for a long time, we call this the holiday mini catalog. And we are going to be using the Splendid Autumn Suite in here. So if you do not have a demonstrator, I'd be happy to mail these catalogs out to you. And if you are a customer of mine and you placed an order within the last year, you should have received this catalog. And if it didn't come, let me know and I will get it into the mail for you. All right, so this is the Splendid Autumn Suite collection. And what that means is that a collection means that everything here that you see coordinates with each other. And once you, if you want the I want to have it all button, which is just one easy number to put in the computer, then that is the number. But you could certainly order just the bundle, which means the stamp set and the dies. And when you do put those together in an order, you save 10%. So don't use the separate numbers down here in the catalog. You want to place the order for the bundle, and then you save that 10%. So we're going to be making a beautiful card using the suite tonight. But first of all, I have some things to tell you about. Number one, my friends and I are putting an event together, and this is probably, I think it was like 35 or 36 or something like that. So we've done quite a few events. This happens to be October 26th. It's a Saturday. It's in Highland Park, St. Paul, and it's at a church. So if you've been there before, you know what the setup's like. And we have 16 cards available for you to make. And you register at this website, and then you get your name with the bag, and in that bag will be 16 baggies, and you go to each table. So if you pull out baggie number 5, then you go to table number 5, and so it's really easy to go away with handmade cards, and you don't have to cut, you don't have to prep, you don't even have to come up with the idea. All you actually have to do is stamp it and assemble it. So we've done all the hard work for you. And then another thing that just came live. Now, the holiday mini catalog went live September 4th. And another thing that went live is the scrapbooking brochure. Now, Close to My Heart went out of business, and Stampin' Up! Decided to pitch in and help out what they call the makers. And the makers are the what we call demonstrators. And so the makers got enfolded into the Stampin' Up! Family if they chose to, and Stampin' Up! Came out with a digital scrapbooking brochure to kind of help out the customers of Close to My Heart and their makers, and now they're Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And so what Stampin' Up! Did is they came up with this brochure, and it is totally online. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go through. Now, Stampin' Up! Came out with some new product, and we have the Garden Green two-sided, it's called a two-tone cardstock, and then Pool Party, Real Red, and Black, Basic Black. And then also Stampin' Up! Came out with the White Willow. Now, this actually used to be what Close to My Heart called White Daisy, and Stampin' Up! Decided to bring that into the fold, and now that name is changed to White Willow, and it is a 12 by 12 cardstock for scrapbooking. And also you could use it for card making. So there's nothing in here that says just scrapbooking and just card making. So it can be easily also used in home decor. So one thing about the two-toned cardstock that's been introduced is that it has a white core, and it's been printed on. And so you could see here that Garden Green was our main color, and this is the back side. So you could choose whatever side that you need for your paper crafting. Now, Reindeer Memories Scrapbooking Workshop Kit is one of the new ones that you could purchase, and it makes 12 by 12 designer paper, 12 by 12 pages, and you get 3 2-page spreads. And Reindeer Memories is something that coordinates with the holiday mini catalog. And this is a new stamp set that's kind of made for scrapbooking, but you can also use it in card making. And so it's not just one or the other. Snow Day. Now this coordinates with the bundle that's in the holiday mini catalog called Snowy Scenes. And so some of the paper might be, you might recognize it, but also in there it comes in with the, you get 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock, you get the White Willow in there, you get double-sided designer series paper, you get a single-sided designer series paper, you also get a 12 by 12 sticker sheet, you also get placeholders or photo holders, and so again it makes 3 12 by 12 layouts. Okay, and then Snowy Scenes is something that, like I said, coordinates with the holiday mini catalog. And so this one's here is called Snow Day. Now, how fun is that to use those two stamp sets that coordinate with each other? Okay, and then also now see, the only reason why this is a digital brochure is because Stampin' Up! Did not have the time to get everything set up into an actual catalog and have it printed. So this is the holiday, the Halloween Memories kit. And so the designer series paper for Halloween happens to be in this brochure. And I've seen so many uses with it, and a lot of it is in the card making. So it's not just in scrapbooking. You could certainly buy the product and make cards with it. Okay, and I mean, like, how cute is that? And it also gives you step-by-step instructions on how to put these together. All right, and so we got one more, and this is called the Autumn to Remember. And this here is something that does not have a coordinating stamp set in the holiday mini catalog. And so this is actually, let's see, it's a scrapbook workshop kit, and it has the 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock, which some of it's different than the singles. And then you have the white willow, the double-sided designer series paper, you have the single-sided, then you have a sticker sheet, the ephemera pack in there, and you also have a 6 by 12 pre-cut sheet. So, I mean, die-cut sheet. So, I mean, how much fun could you have with the scrapbooking kit, workshop kit? And, you know, it's a lot of new terminology to get kind of used to. So check that out in my online store, and that's the scrapbooking kit. And so that's now available. And again, it's while supplies last. So if there's something in there that you like, I would say get it now. The bundle that we're using tonight is called the Autumn's Expressions bundle, and again, it's when you purchase the stamp set and the die set, you get to save 10%. And the designer series paper that coordinates with this, now normally I do like a 2-inch by 2-inch sampler just to show you what the paper looks like. But if you were to get a 2-piece or 2-inch square of this, you're going to not see all those beautiful flowers. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go through the front side and the back side of this designer series paper, and it's just absolutely stunning. But this one here, let's just say, this one here doesn't necessarily spring, summer, fall. Doesn't say winter, but those are the colors that in here could be used for spring, summer, or fall. So this this designer series paper is not necessarily just, I mean, that one screams fall, and it screams beautiful. So, and the back side is kind of a whitewash, coordinating color. Now, these are painted or hand designed by the designers at Stampin' Up! And then they take a picture, and then they digitally make sure that the colors represent what we have going on in our family colors. And so you could see that a wide variety of colored cardstock is in the selections of this designer series paper. And the back side doesn't say anything. So, I mean, you can use just the back side if you wanted to for a wide variety of uses. Just love that color. It's just so vibrant. I mean, that sunset, stunning. And look at that. Now that could be a sunrise over a meadow. I mean, just to sit there and look at this painted artist, designer series paper, just stunning in my mind. So that's called Splendid Autumn. It's a 6x6. You get 48 sheets, so 4 of each color. or page, I mean. And it's on page 37 if you haven't had a chance to get out your catalog. So we're also going to use the woven leaves in that suite and the faux glass dots. And so we have the ribbon that coordinates with all that. Oops, I just dropped it. And this happens to be, let me see, I'm going to flip this over so that you can see what that looks like. It has a white center and it's see-through, so it's really cool. So it kind of allows you to see the colors on the other side kind of through it. But this happens to be in wild wheat and it has a shimmer to it. I love this ribbon. You will notice that in the card that we're going to be making. So this card, the idea was, I got the idea from Connie at Simply Stamp It, I think it's called. And so this is the card, and I'm going to show you how to make it. And we're going to be using one sheet of a 6x6 designer series paper. Now, if you do not have this particular designer series paper, you can use another 6x6 paper, or you could certainly use a 12x12 designer series paper and chop it up in a 6-inch form and then get 4 cards made out of one 12x12. And so I'm going to show you how to use one sheet of the 6x6 designer series paper. Now this is a belly band, and I'm not going to show you the inside, so we're going to have to find out when we make this card. So we're going to be making this, and so somebody is actually going to win this card. And how do you win this card? Well, actually, this is my card. You're going to win the one that I make tonight. All you have to do is just say your name, maybe leave a comment. You could say, hi, I'm from Tennessee, or hi. All you have to say is hi. That gets your name entered in to win the card. All you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered. And if you share this on your timeline, your name gets entered 2 times. So you have 4 different ways to get entered to win the card that we make tonight. And I have quite a few people that actually get more than just one card. So let's get going and show you what goes into making this card. You can recreate this if you want. I'm going to give you the dimensions and the colors. So if you already have the designer series paper and the Autumn Expressions bundle, you can recreate this card. If you don't, you can use what you have. This is a piece of bubble bath. It is 4 by 5 1/4. A piece of basic white, which is 3 3/4 by 5. We have 2 pieces of bubble bath, and they are 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. We have 2 pieces of bubble gum, bubble bath. Where'd bubble gum come from? Bubble bath. And that's 1 by 5 1/4. We have a piece of basic white, and it is 4 by 2 1/4. A piece of gorgeous grape, which is 4 by 3. Yeah, there's a lot of cardstock, but you know what? This card is really pretty, and it uses a lot of scraps. And this is a 1-inch by 11. This is going to be used in our belly band. We have this designer series paper, and it is 1 full sheet, and we're going to be using like almost all of it. So this is a 6x6, and that's the back side. So some of it, we're going to see the back side, and so you can kind of see where I got my colors from the paper, okay? And let's see here. Can we see that down there? And then the last piece, this is Gorgeous Grape. It's an actual half sheet of cardstock, so it is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And so I'm going to let all those measurements sit there for just a second. So that way, if you feel like you want to recreate this card, you can pause it, get your measurements, and then create with me while you watch the replay. Okay, and then also you're going to want to pay attention to how I cut this designer series paper, because like I said, we're going to use almost every piece of this, and I have a map, and I just want to make sure that you understand how it's going to be used. Okay, all right, I'm going to take a sip, and then we'll get going, and then we're going to score this guy, this gorgeous great one, so that we can actually have our words are hard. Our card base. All right. All right. So we're going to pull everything off. Now, if you're just joining me, tell me where you're from, and that will actually get you entered into the drawing to win this card. And you can come back and watch the replay anytime you like. And I'm going to set everything up over here just so I don't lose everything that I have. And we're going to do some stamping and some die cutting. But let's see. Let's do, first of all, we're going to score this. We're going to get out my Simply Score tool. And okay, so we are going to score this at 1 1/4 and at 5 1/2. So I'm going to put that over here. And so on the Simply Score tool, you have the stylus that has a large knob and a small knob. Now, I always use the large knob. When you use designer series paper, you want to use it at a light touch. I always use the large knob. It's your choice. So we're going to go at 1 1/4, and I always kind of lay it down. I use my middle finger and I hold it so that I kind of don't jump tracks very often. And I mean, how many of you go like this and all of a sudden you accidentally go to the next knob, so the next space? I hate that. So that's how come I hold mine almost really, parallel to the tool, but it helps me a lot. And so we're going to fold this over. Now you could certainly use, I'm going to use a bone folder, but you could certainly make this card any direction, okay? But depends on how your beginning layer needs to be. What I'm trying to say is, excuse me, so it depends on if you want your card to face this way or if you want your card to face this way, is how you cut your cardstock, okay? And, well, not cardstock, but your designer series paper, because you want to make sure that you cut it in a proper order. Otherwise, you're going to end up having kind of some funny looking pieces. All right, so now that this piece, we're actually, like I said, I was inspired by Connie. Connie had her card like this, but I decided to make my card like this, and also I added a belly band to it, just because I thought that was a cute idea. Now I'm going to grab my trimmer, my paper trimmer, and first thing that we need is we're going to cut off 3/4 of an inch, okay? And so we have a 1 inch over here, and the little notch is right here for whoa. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking up there. If I want 3/4 of an inch, I want that piece to go right there to line up, because my 1 inch is right there. So I want to go with 3/4 of an inch. So my cut line will be at the 3/4. And so this is the cut. And this piece right here is going to be cut to 5 inches. And we're going to go like that. And this is basically almost all we're going to throw away. We're going to keep everything else. Okay, so then this is the, we're going to keep that. We don't want to use this part. I mean, we could, but we're going to be actually using this piece in a certain spot. Okay, but now we need to pay attention to how our card's going to lay out, because over here is the area that we're starting with. And so we're actually going to have another 3/4 piece. Okay, so we're going to take off 3/4 from here. And this is going to be 5 inches. And so we're going to trim that off just a tiny little bit. Okay. And that's another piece. And then we're going to go to 2.5. So right now, we're going to cut off, we're going to flip this around and we're going to go 2.5. And we're going to go 2.5. And we're going to have a tiny piece left over. And so we're going to take that tiny little piece and we're going to use that on the inside. Okay, so this little square is the only piece that we're not going to use out of this card. Okay, so let's put our mats together. Okay, so that's going to go together. That is going to go together. All right, and then this is going to go together. We're going to use this backside. Okay, and then this is going to be the inside panel, but we're going to stamp on it. So we're not going to add our, we're not going to put that together. Okay, and then we're going to keep this piece for the inside. And so we might as well just set that aside, get out our adhesive, and twins. Hi, Carolyn, welcome. Okay, so we're going to flip this over and we are going to put this, I like using my silicone mat when I use, when I have smaller pieces that I use adhesive on, so that if I roll, if I go over the edge, it doesn't get all my surface kind of all sticky. Okay, so we're going to put that up there. And then we're going to do this one. I must have done a lot of, I think not my last video, my video before I ran out and I see my red line again. So I must have been doing a lot of designing. I got my 3 cards ready for our stamping event for October 26th. I'm going to have a stamp camp. I have to get that. I got 1 card designed out of the 5 for that. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend. And I'll get my invitation set up. It'll be the first time we have people over at our apartment since we've moved in. Whoa. This one is, oops, I'm supposed to have this 5 inches. I forgot to cut that off. Boy, don't you hate that when you have, let's see, adhesive on something already? So, yep. We're going to cut a little bit off of the bottom off of that one, and don't forget to remove that piece. Okay, and might as well attach it to this one while we're at it. Yeah. Okay, so 5 inches off of, that's one. So before we put adhesive on that one, we're gonna cut this one down to, 5 inches? Or is it 5 1/4? Yeah, 5 inches. Whew, I was thinking I was cutting it the wrong size for some strange reason. All right. Is that, no, 5. Boy. There we go. And there goes my score tool on the floor. Let me get that so I don't step on that and say loud, unhealthy noises or unhealthy words. I am barefoot right now. Okay, now let's put adhesive on that. And, I mean, this card actually is really simple. And if you do have 12 by 12, you could make 4 cards out of here. And if you have 6 by 6, you could certainly just make the colors. Use the colors in the designer series paper, and then change up your cardstock, and you can make a whole bunch of these, and then have the what do you say, the greeting left off, and then that way you can put these, you have something mostly ready to go. You have to just get the greeting go, and I mean, and you don't even have to do a belly band if you don't want to, but I kind of thought that it would look really pretty with this. Okay, so then now we are going to add this. I mean, the designer series paper that Stampin' Up! Comes up with is artwork in itself, and so that way they, if it's kind of, you don't want to cover up a lot, this is a perfect card to showcase that. And also, you don't have to do a lot of designing yourself. I mean, the paper, it just sits there like that. It looks pretty. You don't have to do anything. And we are going to use the dies in just a moment. Okay, so I mean, that is basically the nuts and bolts of this card, but we're gonna get out the Stampin' Cut emboss machine, and we're gonna use this die, and I like the cards that I have done with this already, and I'm gonna kind of show, I mean, I really like, so here's the actual kind of fall ideas, but with this designer series paper, like I said, I mean, this doesn't necessarily scream fall, but there are some colors in here that can kind of, I mean, late summer, early fall, so that's where we're getting with this. So, okay, and I'm going to get my Stampin' Cut emboss machine ready to go. And so this here, this die can collapse, okay, and fold over, and then you can kind of make like a frame. And so this piece down here is a tad bit bigger than this piece up here. So I'm actually going to use it so that it is going to have the background. Oh, I'm just going to lay it like that and lay it like that and then go like this. Now, because this kind of has a straight edge, I'm actually going to put this at an angle a little bit, so then I don't want to have it move on me, but then it doesn't put that much wear and tear on my rollers in my cutter here, my embossing tool. Okay, so I'm going to grab another Post-it note, just because, I mean, even though it's not cutting something out that is stamped, I just don't want the top plate when I put it on to hit it and then shift on me. You know, I only want to do this once. Okay, so I'm just going to put that through. And this is going to layer up perfectly. And now I think this is like my first time using Gorgeous Grape as the card base. I like purple, but I guess I just don't use it all that much. See how that, you can actually snip this off, or you can use the chain. You can cut this up, fold it over so it looks like that, so it holds it, and then you can have this hang up on it, and so you can make this as a frame too. So I mean, it worked out perfectly. Or if you wanted to just snip this off, you know, I'm all about using things not necessarily as they're intended, but maybe a different way. So you can use that too and outline something. So there's different ways of, you know, going to use your dies, and I like to show different ways. So we're going to stamp our greeting on here and then layer this up, and that way you have that perfect frame all the way around it. Okay, so we'll put that out of our way. Okay, now we can actually stamp something. Oh, take this out. See, that's the top part. So I mean, again, you can use that as a frame in a different card setting. All right, so I'm gonna grab my Stampin' or my Pearson mat, and the only reason why I'm using it is because it has paper on the back side. All right, so now we are going to stamp. We're going to put this here just to give it kind of like a spot to stamp, because I'm going to stamp next to it. We're going to use quite a few stamps in this set. We got the wheat, we got a greeting, we got two greetings actually. We have a leaf, and we have the tree. And so the colors, you're probably going to be like, Joy, where are you going with this? We have Cajun Craze, Gorgeous Grape, Moody Mauve, and Wild Wheat. And so if you look at this paper, to me, the Cajun Craze is right in there. We have the Bubble Bath and the Moody Mauve kind of down in there. So that's maybe, and that's also could be Moody Mauve right there. So the colors I'm kind of pulling from the paper. And I could use Mossy Meadow, but I'm trying to stay away from the dark colors, just so that I could kind of keep this at late summer, early fall, because it's September and it's the last Friday in September. Okay, so now I am going to use, and actually I'm going to use this. I have a little bit of fuzz on my wild wheat, and I'm just going to grab those out of there because I do not wish to be on my stamps and then have that on my inked up image. It'd be like a cat came down and sat on my, and I don't leave my ink pads open. I mean, when I'm done with that, I close those puppies up. So where did they go? All right. So I just want a clean image because, you know, somebody's going to win this card and I want it to look good. Okay, so we are going to go, let's see, my original card. I think I did full strength. Yes, I did. Okay, so we're just going to tap, tap, tap in wild wheat. And we're going to put that right here, kind of going off the edge down on the bottom a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to close that up because an open ink pad is an invitation for the dropsies. And I do not wish to drop anything right now. Now we're going to come back to the wild wheat, but we're just working on this one right now, the inside. Because if we make a boo-boo, it's not attached to anything right now. We could flip it over and fix that. So actually, I don't want this one. Gosh darn it. Why did I do that? I want to move him off. It's right over here. Okay, so Moody Moth. And we're going to take the tree trunk and put that kind of down there. And then I'm going to close that up. And then we're going to stamp our greeting, and that is going to go in Gorgeous Grape. And this is going to say, "May the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy." So whoever wins this card has a real reason to send it out to make somebody's day, because you're giving somebody happy mail. All right. Just want to make sure there's no fuzzies on this card. We're going to put that right up there. Oh, that is a little crooked. All right. See, this is the reason why. Let's start with the greeting now. And I'm going to stamp this off on here as a practice. Okay. It's pretty straight. Okay, that's much better. A tad bit crooked, but it's made with love. Okay, so let's do that again. All right. Practice our stamping skills. As well open that up. See, I'm glad I didn't clean up. All right, get our paper back here. And the reason why I put the paper here is because this piece of paper signifies the center of the card, rather than putting it off here, stamping it, and then putting this here, and then it shortens up the space. So, yeah, that bugs me. I'm going to cut another piece because I do not like that. All right. Okay. 3 3/4 by 5, and we're going to try that again. Ugh. See, notice I have 3 ink pads open. It's It's making me nervous. Put my piece of paper here. Please be straight. Please be straight. Please be straight. Do. One more time. I mean, it's not bad. I'm just going to pick the better of the two. And I'm going to... Yay! Yay, yay, yay. So now I can use like this piece right here, this piece right here as a scrap piece of paper. So I'm not throwing that away. 4 times is a charm, right? Okay, so seeing as how Gorgeous Grape got used and we like it, we're going to put that away now for just a little bit. Then the Wild Wheat. We're going to keep this right here. You know, this is real stamping, and I'll do edits and stuff. And then we'll do the tree trunk in the Moody Mauve. And we'll come down there. There we go. Much better. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like for our inside of our card. And then we have the Cajun Craze. We're going to put that up front, or up there, because we are going to stamp that in just a moment. But I want to get some things together first, and this is just not moving. I'm going to break some fingernails. Okay. There we go. So we're going to open up this one, and then we're going to flip this over and kind of hit this at the end there. So just like that. And so that is going to go on the inside of our card. Now we are going to use the silicone mat, and I put that, did I put that back? Yes, I did. Oh, come here. Okay, so the silicone mat, I'm just gonna, whoa, almost did the wrong side. We're gonna put that adhesive on here. Now the adhesive only sticks to the cardstock, or the, designer series paper, I should say, and it doesn't stick to the mat. And then we're going to cut some of this off at the tip, and we're going to put that right at the edge there, and just give that a nice burnish, just in case there's any adhesive on there. And then we're going to snip that off. Oops. With the paper snips. There we go. How pretty is that? Okay, and that's going to go on the inside of the card. So we're going to put our adhesive on here. Okay, that's going to go just like that. I mean, how pretty is that? Okay, and then we're going to stamp our images on here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our greeting. Okay, and that is going to say, change can be beautiful. And this is Gorgeous Grape. And I love the font on this. I mean, Stampin' Up! Did a beautiful job with a beautiful font. Okay, so then now we're going to close that up. And we are going to actually grab the Stampin' Pearson mat again, because this time we're actually going to stamp off. And that means we're going to stamp in our original color, And then we're also going, that's a fuzzy. Come here. Come on. Okay, so then we're going to stamp this in the original color. This is first generation, and then we're going to do second generation. Okay, so it doesn't take away from the Gorgeous Grape. Then we're going to close that up, and we're going to do the wild wheat. Same thing. First generation, stamp off, and then we're going to put that over here. Okay. Okay. So we are done with our stamping. Now we're going to attach this onto our Gorgeous Grape and how pretty is that? I mean, just love it. Oh, it's a little off-centered, so we're just going to move that over. There we go. Much better. Okay. So then now we're going to make a belly band. So my belly band is pretty easy. We're just going to take this. I'm going to line up my card base on the glass mat. Then I'm going to take the bubble bath and line that up as well. So that way we have a, and you know, it's not going to go crooked. And we're just going to take this, we're going to hold that, and we're just going to lightly fold that over. And then we're going to take this one and lightly fold that over. Okay, so then now we're going to take the bone folder and we're going to give that a nice crease. So this way it allows it to move up and down, and it's not going to get stuck. Okay, so it's going to allow, once we glue that together, it's going to, you know, move. I hope. Okay, so we're actually going to put that on top. Okay, like that. Why does it seem a little bit more? I want it a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna move. Okay, so I'm gonna put adhesive right here at the end, and I'm gonna move that. Come on, nope. I have too much space now. Now that's going to be, now I don't want it to fall off. I want it to slightly have space. There we go. So now it's going to move up and down like that, okay? And then I flip that around. It's supposed to be this way. Because we're going to cover up that seam with the greeting. And now that we're going to put that on there, okay, we're also like this. Okay, so now we have the ribbon, and this is that gorgeous ribbon, and we are going to put let's see, this is going to go right there. Okay, and then go around, and then go over here, and we're going to snip that off with our ribbon scissors. Okay, And then it's going to go like that, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over, okay? Because I want to be able to put my dimensionals on here, and I want it to be put just on the belly band. And so we're going to grab, I'm going to put my ribbon back. I love this wild wheat. Wild wheat to me is a color that makes other colors pop. And absolutely, I'm sorry it's going to go away, you know, eventually. But I love it with other colors. And, okay, so this is going to go right here. I'm going to use 4 of them. And I'm going to kind of go up and down on here. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. It's going to kind of help me. I don't have fingernails. My fingernails just break off. And so this helps me. All right, so we're going to stab and grab those backings. Just pull them off. And throw them away. They don't end up all over your table. And then now you have the perfect placement for your dimensionals on your belly band. Isn't that cool? All right, so then now we're going to take a piece. I had a scrap piece, and I actually made I cut this in half, so I put it on my original card, and I said, I really like that, so I'm going to do that on this one too. So I'm just going to put a tiny piece right here. And I'm going to grab my mini glue dots. I'm just going to roll that back. And that's going to grab the mini glue dot. And I'm just going to put it right here. And then we're going to snip that off. All right. Okay, so then now we are going to get the woven leaves, okay? And now my woven leaves, this piece right here used to be upside down. But when you open the bag, okay, you have to lift this up and then all your leaves fall down. So I flipped it upside down in here so it kind of holds all my leaves. So now we are going to crinkle these up, you know, because leaves are never just straight. We're going to give these guys texture, okay? And then I'm going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat and Okay, so now we're going to grab, this is the Moody Mauve Dark Stampin' Blends, and you can color your leaves. Okay, so then all we do is just go like this. Just lay it down at the side. And I actually am going to do the back side just because if there's any spot on the other side, it might show through. Okay. Isn't that fun? Okay, so then we're going to add a mini glue dot on here to attach. All right. I love the Stampin' Blends because they can take rhinestones and make them what colors you need them to be, you know, for your projects. You can color ribbon, you can color your leaves. I mean, it's a great tools to have. Okay, so then now we're going to take that leaf and I'm going to put that under this leaf. I flipped it up, okay? And then I forgot this one under the bow. But luckily it worked out just fine. Okay, so we're going to take that bow or the leaf and put it on that one. And then we're going to take the bow. That's where, yeah, because I forgot that's in what order I had that on there. I mean, how pretty is that? I mean, just that little shimmer right there. Okay, then, I mean, the color doesn't do it justice on the camera. And now we are going to use the Cajun Craze faux glass dots on here. Why do I have one? Oh. Is okay. This is my original one. This is the one we're doing now. Duh. Okay. So that was funny. And I'm like, why is there a dot on there? I guess when I case my own card, you know, recreate it, I do a really good job. Okay, so one Cajun Craze right there. Then we're going to do another Cajun Craze. Kind of where I'm going to sit this, okay? But it rolls over it just fine, okay? It's not a speed bump to the card. And then a little guy right up there in the corner. So that creates the triangle that we're looking for. And put this lid back on. My people poker, so I don't poke me. Okay, so now we're going to close that up, and we're going to get out the Incastella. I just needed to take a drink. Okay. So we are going to take the Winkastella and we're going to hit the wheat and give that a nice shimmer on there. And then a little bit down on the tree stump. All right. And on the inside. And see, notice how there's not that much color. I'm not wiping it out or off to between those two colors. But then also I'm going to flick this off and then hit the veins up in here. And I'm going to kind of spread some of that color to kind of paint it a little bit. Okay, isn't that pretty? All right, so there is Friday night's card. I told you it was stunning. So, would you like to win this card? If you do, get a chance, okay? all you have to do is, Sherry, hi. You're at the end. So you're going to have to watch the replay, my dear. Okay, so if you want to win this card, all you have to do is, thank you, do a thumbs up or a heart, leave a comment, and share. So here is the belly band, and we used a complete 6x6 designer series paper minus that tiny piece. So that is the card that we have today. So thank you for hanging out with me on a Friday evening, and I will be back on Sunday. And I mean, as soon as you get out of here, Sherry, I'm gonna leave. I feel bad now. Okay, well, thanks for coming on. I will hopefully see you on Sunday, and happy stamping.